Okay.
Well, we wouldn't be working the street if we had criminal activity suspicion.
I have no idea. I don't know what your policies are.
Okay. I know you say you're not from around here, so. So you from Indiana?
Yeah.
Most of the time when somebody's coming here, the objective is for them to enter.
Right.
And you cannot enter with a cell phone.
Right.
So
Enter
someone's
the actual
coming here-
facility.
yeah,
Right.
someone's
Right.
coming
Of
here,
course.
they're coming
Yeah.
for a
Yeah.
visit. So you know what we're gonna say?
Yeah, it's because it's my First Amendment protected activity to do that.
Why would you want to?
Because, let's see, do y'all respect the First Amendment?
But I was just wondering, why would you want to put yourself in that?
Informed her that there's no way I could violate HIPAA.
Yes,
I'm not
you're
medical.
recording.
I'm not medical staff.
You're recording. That's
I'm not-
my client's
I'm not-
personal information.
That's no one here is a client.
What do you call a cop who quotes the law completely wrong and then gets embarrassed on camera by someone who actually read it? In today's audit, watch an arrogant officer try to bluff his way into an ID, only to get schooled by a citizen who wasn't having it. When the law's on your side, you don't flinch. You educate.
Howdy, howdy.
How you doing today?
Alright. You have any ID on you? Getting calls of suspicious people again, so
Would that
I know
be
you're
a-
over there by the library, so
Would that be a misdemeanor or a felony?
what?
Suspicion.
Well, you're
Because according to
trespassing.
34285,
right, but
3.5, I'm not.
now you're on private property though.
No, this is a sidewalk.
But you were over here earlier.
No, I was not.
Okay, that's what they're.
The camera doesn't lie.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Are you gonna let me see your camera?
So according to this,
Are you gonna let me see your camera?
no,
Okay, so I don't know.
Not-
You're
I
voting
mean,
against theirs, right?
not unless you're going to
So,
arrest me for something.
You have your ID on you?
This code right here, specifically,
nothing to
yes,
do- what does it say?
huh?
What
It's
is it?
35285.3.5,
Right.
failure to ID. It only says I have to ID if I'm being charged with a crime. Do you suspect me of a crime?
Yeah, trespassing.
Show, I need, what's your reasonable articulable
You have
suspicion?
ID.
What is your reasonable articulable
asking you for ID.
suspicion?
I'm asking you for ID.
What is your reasonable articulable
Because I asked
suspicion?
you.
I'm not under any requirement.
What's that?
That's my Fifth Amendment right.
What's that got to do with
I'm
it?
invoking it to remain silent. I'm not going to waive it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to speak to you without my lawyer at this point.
Well, you want to call him?
I don't answer questions.
See, now you don't want to talk to him. I'm going to read this, okay? You want to go?
What's your badge number, sir?
Property.
What's your badge number, sir?
3900.
In the park.
You've been very
Yeah.
professional. Thank you.
I know. See, like I said, the complaint we had was using video in cars in here.
What's your name, sir?
Where?
What's your badge number?
6671.
Are you ILEA certified?
Yes.
So you would know about asking for ID.
Questions. You don't want to answer mine,
You're a
I'm not
public
gonna answer
servant.
yours.
You have to.
No.
You're under an obligation. You're a public servant.
No, you can talk
Public
to my
servant.
chief.
Bring him down here. I'd love
No,
to.
You can talk to him.
Okay, I'll go there next.
Stop in it right down the road.
Yeah, I'm not going to go in the building, but if he wants to come outside, that'd be great.
That's a public building. You can go to the lobby. Is fine.
Well, this is a public building. I mean,
But it's also private property.
it uses government resources.
But it's
So,
also
but
private
if they said I'm over here, this is still public access. You realize that?
private property.
Do
If
you
they
re-
don't
no,
want
no,
you on
you
their
look,
property, they can say
handicaps. Nobody's come out here and said that, and I have to be
they're
given.
because they don't
I
know
have
who
to be
you are.
given the right to leave. Nobody's come out here and asked me to leave.
I can
If
ask
you're going to
you
say
to
for
leave. That's all right.
trespassing,
You just-
if you're going to say trespassing, I have to be given the right to leave. Nobody's asked me to leave.
Well, when I was talking to you earlier,
Yes, sir.
it was a little unusual because we don't have someone walk around videotape, so it's just out of the ordinary. Why I was down there earlier, so I haven't been in to talk with them there, but it could be that they're a little bit afraid to come out because you never know these days what'll happen.
What do you mean what'll happen? I have a Nikon, not a Canon.
I understand, but but I'm just saying, how they, people doing things nowadays. You don't know if somebody's got a weapon on them, if they're gonna.
Oh, I'm totally unarmed.
Okay.
I mean, I'll give you that. I mean, I have no weapons on me whatsoever.
Because sometimes people do a lot of research, before they. That's why.
This is Division of Family Resources, not to mention the WIC building.
Oh,
This is a government entity. If they rent space out of here and they have a public parking area, it's public.
Well, it's public access.
Yeah, public access, which means I have a right to be on it if I need to be on it. If I want to walk through here and walk around and do the horseshoe, that's fine. That's my business to be on here to see if the WIC office is maintaining their property.
Okay.
If the taxpayer dollars is getting the trash out of here, making sure it's not, I mean, there's not enough parking. Everybody's parking on the streets. Everybody's parking where they're not supposed to be parking. So if I wanted to walk through here and count all the parking spaces, nobody can tell me no. I have business on the property, if I was even on the property, which I was not.
You stayed on the sidewalk?
Other than when a guy was walking with his child, I entered the public easement area over on this side.
There, yeah. Okay.
Yes. I've never where you're standing.
Right. I know, but you understand.
Over on this side.
There, yeah. Okay.
Yes. I've never where you're standing.
Right. I know, but you understand, he just asked you for ID to know who you are, so we know you're not a convicted felon, criminal, anybody that would have bad intentions.
Well, I mean, how do I know you're not?
Well, because I am in uniform.
Well, that doesn't mean you don't have any internal affairs, investigations upon you or him for criminal activity.
Right.
Okay.
Well, we wouldn't be working the street if we had criminal activity suspicion.
I have no idea. I don't know what your policies are.
Okay. I know you say you're not from around here, so. So you from Indiana?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. See, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just what I'm saying is we would be gone already. Just show an ID. You're legit. Everything's cool. We're out of here.
But I haven't broken a law.
I understand, but that's what the way the call came in about being in it.
But where's the proof?
We'll figure that out. Don't worry.
I'll say, where's the proof?
I understand that's what he was checking.
Okay. Am I being detained?
I believe so.
So I'm free to go.
I mean, he's got your card there.
Well, I've got a dozen more.
Do you?
I just need that one because it has his fingerprints on it.
Okay. Sure.
Or he can have it, whichever I determine.
Yeah, it's your card, so.
But I'm not being detained.
I'm not detaining you, no.
Is he detaining me?
He didn't say he was, so. It's kind of.
And the other guy, where's the red vehicle? The fire commissioner. You just guys allow him to park all over the sidewalk whenever he, kind of like this guy, to block the sidewalk. I noticed down there at the fire station, him and another vehicle block.
The red one?
Yeah, they block. I mean, I'm handicapped, so they block the pedestrian throughway so that way citizens have to walk in the street.
I've seen that. I know what you're talking about.
I mean, not only that, but this guy did it too when he pulled up to go talk to him. Oh, you even got that on footage. This guy, the canine unit.
Okay.
Yeah, pulled in sideways, backed in.
I don't know who started that down there. Gosh, that's been ever since I've been here. The fire chiefs always pull. I don't know why they like to park in that front.
So they're exempt from the law.
Well, that's the whole thing. Is there's not. It's a whole driveway out. The sidewalk's not. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's
like
tapered.
This.
Yeah, it's tapered. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of.
But it's still a pedestrian throughway, because there's no garage door in the way.
Not in front of it. Right. Not in front of it.
Right. Thank you, sir. Am I being detained?
We're just waiting to see if they want you no trespass.
So am I being detained?
You are till they tell us.
What crime do you suspect me of committing?
What did I just tell you?
I'd like your supervisor out here. Call a supervisor because you're illegally detaining me. You cannot show me what I'm doing wrong. Are you illegally detaining me?
We'll find you.
I'm in
I'm
a bright freaking vest. Of course you're going to find me.
Am I holding you?
I'm asking if I'm being detained.
Am I holding you?
Am I being detained?
Am I detaining you?
Am I being detained?
Am I detaining
Or
you?
am I free to go?
Bye.
If I'm free to go, I'm free to stay, right?
Bye. On the sidewalk, right.
I've always been on the sidewalk.
Okay.
Or the public easement.
How long is your battery good for?
Considering I have several battery backups, about 18 hours.
At least you got a nice day.
Excuse me, sir.
Huh?
I said, excuse me, I don't want to walk between you guys and get shot or tased.
Well, I guarantee
I'm going to go that way.
Shoot at each other with you walking between.
Well, I just want to make sure I'm giving you notice because I want to see if there's any emergency lights on.
Plenty path there. Emergency lights,
Yeah, I mean he's well. A lot of times the officers, no lights in the front, emergency lights in the rear. He doesn't have any emergency lights. He's parked in a no parking area. I just want to see.
No parking sign?
You tell me.
I see a no parking sign.
Okay. I do see him blocking the driveway though. The entry.
Where?
Right there on the curve. If I was parked there, I'd get a ticket. But I don't see the emergency.
Okay. All right. Well, they don't want you on their property, so as long as you stay off the property.
Well, don't shoot anybody, don't tase anybody, and don't stick your dog, and don't beat your wife either.
Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
When officers lie about the law, it's not a mistake, it's a tactic. And unless you know your rights, you might just fall for it. But as we saw today, a calm refusal backed by the Constitution is more powerful than a badge. Don't be silent, don't be scared. Be informed, be ready, and always record. So, what happens when correctional officers forget that policy isn't law and try to enforce rules that don't exist? Keep watching to see how a calm and informed journalist turns the tables. In this powerful audit, not only does the journalist stand firm in defending his rights, but he also exposes the dangerous mindset of treating policy as law. You'll see exactly why knowing your rights and using a camera can flip the script on authority.
Hi, question for you. How would I go about getting a visitor schedule?
You on the phone?
Am I on the phone? No, I'm not on the phone.
Because you can't use your phone anymore. And the business is over there.
Okay, thank you.
What's that, Val? Okay. You need to turn that phone off.
Excuse me, ma'am?
You have to turn that phone off.
Why?
Because you can't record it here. Because he says it right here. No recordings, no video.
Is that a law?
Okay, I'm gonna ask you again. You have to turn that phone off. Or I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. It's posted right here.
I understand. I'm just trying to get some information.
Okay, but you need to turn that
Sir,
camera off.
please leave the premise.
As I stated.
You see that it says right there is no recording in here, and I see you recording. Please leave the premises, sir.
Right, sir, but that's not a law.
That's our law. That's our law. It says it right there. It says it right there. It says it everywhere on here.
Right.
You are not to record in here.
So you're
Please
gonna have
leave.
to leave.
Right, I'm just trying to conduct my business and then I'll be on
What
my
business
way.
is that?
I'm an independent journalist and I'm asking some questions regarding the facility.
Okay, come
What's
outside.
that outside?
Come
You
outside.
ask them.
But there's no law.
Ask them outside.
There's no law that says I can't record in here.
But we're asking you that you
I
gotta
understand,
leave.
but there's
It's
no
posted,
law.
you have to
But
leave,
there's no
though.
law, ma'am.
Okay, but you gotta leave.
There's
from
no
out of
law.
here. You gotta leave from out of here.
There's no law, ma'am. There's no law that says I can't record in here. There's actually a constitution protected right to film
Sir,
law enforcement.
we understand.
You knew it was coming down to the Constitution?
Yeah.
You knew it was coming down to the Constitution, sir?
Sir, we're gonna have to ask you to leave the premises.
I'm not breaking any laws.
Okay, but I'm asking you to leave the premises.
What authority do you have to make that ask?
I'm a law enforcement officer, so I can do that. And you're breaking the laws of our facility, so I'm asking you to leave
See,
the premises.
ma'am,
I'm asking you
the
to
way-
step outside.
Ma'am, the
I'm
way
asking you to
I
step
understand
outside,
that.
sir.
The law is the law.
Okay, that's fine, but I'm asking you to step out.
I could film everything that I can from right here.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Excuse me, sir.
That's a tripping hazard.
I got you.
Okay.
Can you step out this way?
Well, there's no. You just said that the signs were for over here,
I'm
right?
asking you to step out, though. You can't stay in this area recording.
It's a publicly
Just step
accessible.
right here.
It's a publicly accessible
Sir,
area, ma'am.
I'm asking you politely to step from out of the area.
I would like to speak to a supervisor.
You will, but you're not going to do it while you're recorded in here. You're going to.
I have every right to record in here, ma'am.
Sir, I'm going to ask you to step out.
Ma'am, I have every right. I'm asking to speak to a supervisor.
This is a jail.
Right.
Someone's coming outside.
But ma'am, what you just said is not true. But wait, I understand, and I'll wait for them right here. But what?
No, you gotta step outside because you have your cell phone, and cell phones are not allowed.
Sir, I mean, ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. There's people inside of this facility that have cell phones. You could see it right there.
Yes, and
They're in their hands. So what you're saying is not true.
But I need for you, first of all, you You got your camera facing me. I don't know if you're recording or whatever you're doing.
Oh, I'm
Right now,
100% recording you, right?
Yes.
That's my constitutional right to record you, ma'am.
No.
Yes, it is.
Okay, call Captain
It's my
Williams.
constitutional right. By saying there's no cell phones allowed, that's just a lie, because there's people inside here with their cell phones.
Hey, Rigo, you seen Captain Williams? Yeah. We have an issue with this gentleman right here.
Hey, how are you?
Coming here recording and
Asking questions, how dare I, you know?
told him he got to step outside with his cell phone. He's recording something on his phone.
Asking questions. Just asking questions about the visiting schedule, just asking questions about the facility. Yeah, so I just wanted to know about the visiting schedule, how somebody, if they wanted to visit somebody, how does the bonds thing, how does bailing somebody out work?
Bail is not so much anymore in New Jersey.
Okay.
Very, very rare, but you can come to a jail and bail. What you would do is you would say the name of the person that you're looking to bail out. We'll check his jacket, find out how much the bail is, and we'll tell you how much the bail is, whether it's cash only, how you pay the bail.
Could potentially somebody get a list of people and their bails? Like, for example, there's some nonprofits. There's some nonprofits out there that like to, bail people out that don't have the funds, that aren't incarcerated for a violent crime or things of that nature.
Like, who's here today with a bail?
Yeah, like yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah, like if you just wanted to just bail out somebody who's a non-violent offender that maybe doesn't have the money to post bail. I know in New Jersey, usually for non-violent things now, you don't get held, right?
Very rarely.
Very rarely.
Very rarely.
Gotcha. And as far as the visiting schedule, how does that work?
So, non-contact visits.
They're all non-contact visits?
Monday, well, lawyers know. The lawyers have window visits.
Okay.
Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday? Yeah. Monday through Friday, not on the weekends. Half hour? Twice a week? Twice a week. Half hour, twice a week?
Okay. But with the general public, it's non-contact visits? It's through what, like a video screen?
No. I'm sorry, it's face-to-face.
Oh, okay. But just, there's like a partition or something?
Non-contact is a jail term for you can't actually reach out and touch the person, but you're still seeing them.
Oh, okay. So you're just like right across like a partition. You can't touch them or anything like that. And that's Monday through Friday. You said 30 minutes is the visit length?
Twice a week, yeah.
Twice a week.
An hour in total.
Okay. Is there something that you have to sign up beforehand or?
Yes.
It is?
There's a website. It should be accessible on our website, lincolncounty.com, to register yourself as a visitor.
Okay. And as far as the policy for not having cell phones in here, I was just told by another lieutenant over here that you're not allowed to have a cell phone in here, but there's so many people inside of here with cell phones, so I'm not understanding where that policy came from.
No, come in.
I don't see well, but we try to limit it.
Right.
Policy and different things.
Right.
So
yeah, that's why I was just trying to explain, the policy and law are two different things. Right. Gotcha. So is there the captain coming that I could speak to regarding?
I don't think he is going to come out, but
No.
I can answer any of your questions.
Okay. So it's just a policy. Is that an actual policy to not have cell phones?
Yeah, we do try to prohibit.
Or because sometimes I'm told things are policies and they're not actual policies. They're just people saying things.
And I think the real reason is that most of the time when somebody's coming here, the objective is for them to enter.
Right.
And you cannot enter with a cell phone.
Right.
So
Enter
someone's
the actual
coming here-
facility.
yeah,
Right.
someone's
Right.
coming
Of
here,
course.
they're
Yeah.
coming for a
Yeah.
visit. So you know what we're gonna say? Don't bring your phone.
Right.
Because there's no place to put it.
Right. Well, what about what are those lockers used for over
You
there?
have to bring your own padlock.
Oh,
And
okay.
again, that's something not a lot of people would be aware of.
Be aware of to do that, right? So you just say basically no phones that way, or bring it back to your car, right?
Yes.
But those lockers over there are used for visitors that they can.
Sometimes a visitor comes and they have a jacket, and you have to check your jacket.
Okay.
So you can use the lockers.
Okay. All right. I think that's all my questions. I appreciate it, Lieutenant. Thank you so much for answering all my questions today. Thank you so much for being transparent. Thank you a lot. Thank you. I have a hard time, you know, trying to separate what's the policy and what's law. And then, you know, some of your officers here were saying, well, it's our law. And when you think about it that way, it's kind of dangerous, right? You know, our law, you know, the correction department doesn't make law, you know, so it's kind of scary. And it's, you know, the amount of people need to understand what the law is, what the rights are, what everything else. And that's what I'm here to try to accomplish. That's why I'm working on the story here. I've gotten some emails about this facility here. So, and if I wanted to do like an OPA request, that's in New Jersey, right? So who would handle the OPA request for the facility?
I think you have to send it to Captain Dilly.
Captain Dilly?
Yeah, and that's, you can email him his first initial, last name, at HCMJ.
And his first initial would be? K. K Dilly at Hudson.
HCNJ.us.
Thank you. All right, that's it. Thank you again. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you as well. Take care. Have a nice day, guys. Take care. Hey, sir, can I help you? Oh, I was going to ask you if I could help you.
Well, I work here, so I'm asking you if I can help you, sir.
Oh, no, you came up to me, sir.
No, I know, you're in the parking lot. They said they got you on camera. They said you're filming cars.
Right. Does that sound ironic? They got me on camera filming cars?
County property.
Right, public property.
Well, it's county property.
Which means it's public. Right. So, yeah, no, I don't. To answer your question, sir, I don't need any help. Actually, can I get your name and badge number while you're here?
My name is Officer Janae.
Officer Janae?
And my badge number is 1066.
Okay, thank you, Officer Janae.
Just checking stuff out?
Yeah, just looking around, yeah.
Personal border?
Yeah, I'm just taking a look around the facility. All right? Take care. I'm sorry? Yes. Yeah, I'm just taking some pictures and video in public.
Okay, can you not record the facility as a secure building?
Right. I mean, yeah, it's a secure building beyond the fence. I'm not going beyond the fence. Why wouldn't you want people recording the fence? Does it give up any operational security? Yes. It does?
I'm gonna ask you to please don't record that area.
Not record which areas?
That's fine, the parking lot, you're right, that's a building, but now you're trying to secure the perimeter inside the secure area.
You're aware that Google satellite view gets, that everybody has access to, can just get everything here without having to come here personally and record it, right?
Yes.
All right, so it's kind of silly for you to say, no, I can't point my camera in this direction or this direction. It just doesn't make any sense.
Please, if you could just direct the camera to that.
I'm going to record whatever I can see from public, okay?
Okay. Do you have any, if you don't have any business here, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave also.
It's public property, sir. I'm not breaking any laws, so you can call law enforcement and see if they will oblige you in your request, but this is public property. I'm allowed to be here, just like anybody else has the right to be here. This is not a restricted area of any kind.
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave, sir. If you don't leave in the next few minutes, I'll be back.
If I don't leave in the next few minutes, you'll be back? Okay, I'll wait right here for you.
When public servants start thinking they're lawmakers, it's up to us to remind them where the real authority comes from, the Constitution. Today's video proves that calm resistance, clear knowledge, and a simple camera are enough to stop unlawful demands in their tracks. Stay informed, stand firm, and never stop recording. So, how would you respond if you found yourself in a similar situation? Keep watching to see how calm confidence and knowledge of the law can completely turn the tables. What do you call it when a cop detains you without cause, demands ID, and then gets schooled on the law he swore to uphold? In today's audit, a so-called suspicious man on public property flips the script on illegal detainment and teaches a textbook lesson in First Amendment rights. Get ready, because this officer gets owned hard.
What's that? Nope. Nope.
What are you doing?
Just taking pictures. Okay. What's your name, badge number?
Officer Askey, badge 043.
Okay, I'm gonna step back a little bit.
You got Browson PD. You live here?
I live somewhere around here.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep, just taking pictures. Okay. Yep. My name is not important. Is this public property?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not public property.
Where's a restricted area sign?
You want to stay away from our car.
Okay, so where's the restricted area sign?
Walk right here. Walk around the vehicle.
I can walk around the vehicles. I can. Thank you very much. You can give me that you give me that policy or whatever that I can't walk around the vehicle.
It's not a policy. It's government vehicles.
Okay, but
Stay away from them.
okay, I have
You don't need to walk up to the driver's.
I have every right to walk up to these vehicles.
Where's your ID at?
I don't have it. I don't have to give it to you.
You're going to give it to me.
Am I?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, what crime are you suspect me of breaking?
You're walking around our vehicles looking into them.
Okay, is
Most
this
normal people don't look into our patrol
is this
cars.
public property?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
I told you you can walk back.
I have every right to
I
be
told
here.
you to stay away from our vehicles.
And I have every right to be around your
You just
vehicle.
walked over there looking inside the car, did you not?
I did because I have a right
Give
to.
me your ID.
I do not have to.
Yes, you do.
I do not.
You just went to our vehicles and looking at them.
Your vehicle.
No person is going to look into a patrol car.
Okay, well
No one's sitting.
those are police vehicles.
Not videos of vehicles.
Vehicles.
Yes.
They are
Correct.
police vehicles owned by the city.
Yes.
This is public property.
Yes.
I have every right to be on public property
Yes, you
and
do.
look in city-owned vehicles.
Let me tell you something, buddy, because I'm not going to argue with you.
Okay.
6 cops have just been killed this week and this month.
Okay.
And some guy walking around the parking lot recording vehicles is not. It's not normal.
Okay. Well, it's not normal, but is it legal?
So what I'm
illegal?
going to do is I'm going to do a police report and figure out who you are.
Okay. Is it illegal?
I didn't say it's illegal.
Okay. So.
But it's not normal.
Okay. Am I being detained?
Yes, right now. You
Okay.
are.
So for what crime?
I need your information.
Oh yeah, I'm not giving it to you.
Okay.
You can call a supervisor out here.
30. Where do you live at?
I don't answer questions.
You don't answer questions?
No.
Okay. What are you doing recording our cars?
I'm being detained.
I already answered that question.
Okay, so I'm invoking
What's the purpose of coming
I'm
here?
invoking
I
my.
saw you.
Okay.
Let me finish talking.
I'm invoking my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, so I am being detained.
Let me
Therefore,
finish.
I have nothing
Let me
else to say to
finish.
you.
I see you walking on the sidewalk, whatever, and you come in here and you start filming and looking at our cars. Why are you looking at our cars?
Give me a badge number again.
I already gave it to you.
Just I didn't get it.
I already gave it to you. I
Okay.
have to give it to you again. I already gave it to you.
Okay. Well, you don't have to.
It's right here.
You don't have to.
What's my name?
That's fine.
Officer Askey.
That's fine. I just need to know who I need to file.
043.
Just need to know who I need to file the complaint with. That's all.
Go ahead.
For illegal detainment.
Illegal detainment?
That is correct.
Illegal detainment?
Mm-hmm.
Walk around looking at patrol cars.
Hey guys, so is suspicious a misdemeanor or felony?
It's a suspicious.
Okay,
Crime.
okay.
Particular suspicion. Why would you walk
Okay.
around patrol cars and film it?
So is this public property?
It is.
Okay, so that way I have.
Said you can walk
This
around.
is public property, guys. As you can see, this is public property. There is no restricted access areas. I am being detained by this officer here on public property. There's no restricted area signs. That is public property. As you can see, I'm in all of my rights to be here, to record the cars, and this guy right here is detaining me for
Yes, I am.
suspicious activity.
Walking in between our cars and looking at them and recording is suspicious.
Okay, well.
It increase the violence against us and people killing us like
Wow.
So
Let's-
you want to film our cars and go in between them? I'm going to sit here and talk to you and
Well,
figure out who you are.
okay,
'Cause I'm
well,
going to find out who you are.
Okay, well, you can say
So
so.
hold your camera there for 20 minutes an hour. I don't care.
Okay.
I got till 6 o'clock, buddy.
Great, awesome. We'll be here all
That
day.
little red dot right there, you're on camera too.
We'll be here all
Go ahead
day,
and get
buddy.
A shot of that.
We'll
Get a
be
shot of it.
we'll be here all day, buddy.
Yes, we will.
You will be educated today on the First Amendment,
What's that? Freedom of speech?
freedom of the press. Yes, sir. Where I can record anything that I can see from a public, accessible
Yeah,
place.
you can.
That means eyes cannot
But
be
I'm gonna figure out
trespassed.
what you're doing.
Okay.
What-
Well,
what
I
are
just
you
told you
doing?
what I was doing.
Why are you looking at our cars?
Because I can.
You plotting something?
I can.
Okay.
I can look what I want to look at.
Sergeant will be here in 1 second.
Absolutely. And then I'll be going inside to do a complaint form on you for harassment and illegal detainment.
Harassment?
Yep. You're harassing a citizen on public property,
I'm not
on city property.
I'm asking you why you're looking at our cars.
Because I
looking at
can.
our cars.
Because I can. I told you that.
Okay. It's fine.
You don't make the laws.
No, I don't.
Exactly right.
No, I don't. You don't either.
I don't. But I can go by the laws.
You can walk wherever you want.
I sure can. And that means up to that police car if I want to.
You're staying away from my cars and staying
Okay.
away from looking at them.
Okay. Well, we're going to see what your sergeant has to
You want to
say.
look at my car, look at my car. I'm standing right here.
Well, I don't have to get your permission to look at anybody's car. It's the city's car. You don't own the city.
I know I don't understand.
Okay.
So we can play this warrior crap all you want.
Well, you call it whatever you want to call
Figure out
it.
what you're doing.
Okay. I've told you what I was doing. You don't like it?
Why are you filming?
Because I can.
Just because you want to?
It's my right to
It is
film.
your right.
That's
Why
right.
are you doing it?
Because I want to. I don't have to explain to you.
I'm pretty sure this is what you're doing. You just come here to be a dick, pretty much.
Really?
To get people riled up.
Okay.
Because I'm tired of officers getting shot. I'm tired of getting ambushed.
Mhm.
And this right here, you walking in our cars, this is going to get my wheel spin in there, wondering what you're doing.
So is it illegal?
I didn't say it's illegal.
Okay.
But I'm figuring out what you're doing.
Okay, well, I've told you.
Okay. You can record all you want.
I'm going to
But
record.
why are you recording?
Because I want to.
Why do you want to?
Because I want to.
Why do you want to?
Because I can. How about that? Because I can.
How about that?
Yeah.
Why are you looking at our cars?
Because I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stop pacing back and forth.
Really? Why? I have a right to pace. I'm not under arrest, am I?
No, you're not.
Am I? Oh, so we've already got it that I'm being
Pacing
detained.
back and forth. I don't know if you're gonna take out running.
If I was going to take off running, I wouldn't be here for the last 14 minutes and 50 seconds or whatever.
Right there, you can talk to him.
Cool.
You file your complaint with him too.
I'm going to. Trust me. What's going on, Sarge?
What's up, man?
Hey. So I guess he called you out.
What's going on?
All right. So I'm here. I do First Amendment audits.
What's that?
I'm about to tell you what I do. So I go out to police departments, county buildings, city-owned buildings, county-owned buildings, and I just walk around the premises and see if I can record in public without being harassed like I have been by this guy. So I go around, I look at the cars, I go inside the building, I look at the building. It's my First Amendment right to do so. If everything's good, I go. I'm not out to cause a disturbance or problem.
Now the building today is different because we're closed.
It's still city property.
But you can't go in the building when it's closed because we're the only ones access. There's no access to
Okay, well I haven't, but I have not.
Second and third,
Okay.
No, I was just letting you know.
Okay, well I also want to file a complaint against this officer because I'm actually detained right now, doing a First Amendment protected activity, and I have the tape. He's actually called me a dick and stuff like that, and I have every right to be here. This is public property.
So you come on police property and different property.
Well, it's city property.
Well, city property.
Yes.
Just to see if somebody's gonna stop you.
Yeah.
And all that.
It's because it's my First Amendment protected activity to do that.
Why would you want to?
Because let's see, do y'all respect the First Amendment?
But I was just wondering, why would you want to put yourself in that situation?
Why not? It's actually normal. It's not illegal, is it?
It's not illegal.
I didn't think so.
Now, the only issue we have is looking in the police cars.
Well, but it's on public property.
It is, and it is public property. But when you start recording inside our police cars, we don't mind. You can record all you want. We just like to identify who it is. That way, we can say if something goes missing or something's taken out of that car, I can tell my boss tomorrow, hey, this is the guy that was walking around yesterday, because there's no cameras or nothing on these police cars.
Okay, well.
So that's the reason we ask to identify yourself. Especially if you're looking, I don't care. You can sit in my police car right now.
I don't want to do all of that.
I'm just saying, look at everything you have. You can sit in his. You can look at anyone you want. But the minute we don't know what you're doing it for, because unlike you're doing it for a specific reason, we do have people who do it for the criminal element also. So
in the middle of the day?
Well, you'd be surprised. People break into cars and stuff in the middle of the day.
I don't know how many people's breaking in police cars in the middle of the day, if at all, but I hear you.
Weapons got stolen on the cars.
But yeah, there's stuff in the cars that we might not like.
Well, I mean, if it's on public property and it's not in a restricted area, I can be at that car.
Yeah, I didn't say you couldn't.
Oh, he did.
I just said that I would like to identify you.
Okay.
That way.
I can go to that car. If it's in a public accessible area, I can go up to that car. It's the law. You need to look at it.
But look, like I said, the only reason I would want to identify you would be for if something happened to that car. Otherwise, we do tours all the time around the beach.
Okay, well, I'm going to identify myself, and they call me good citizen. How about that? Good citizen.
That doesn't work for me.
But I'm not breaking the law, so I don't have to give you my name if I'm not breaking the law.
But you understand what I'm saying.
I understand. 100%, but I don't have to identify myself.
In order to file a complaint on him, I would need your ID.
You actually don't. You don't. I just filed a complaint on Winder PD for the same exact thing as this guy did. So.
And you just told him good citizen?
Yeah, of course I did.
That was the name you
Of course I did.
I can do a report.
I'm definitely not going to let you do a report for me.
You don't tell me to do a report.
Well, I can actually.
I'm gonna do my own.
Actually, you work for me, so I can tell you what to do. I don't answer questions. So.
Look, I understand the reason you're doing your job.
Well,
all right, hold on.
But you have a dick over there.
Look, I understand the reason you're doing your job. But on the other hand, when you're on police property or city property,
there you go.
When you're on, hey,
there you go.
Now, when you're on city property and you're doing this to entice.
Absolutely not. I was actually minding my own business.
But you told me the reason you're doing this is to see if somebody
if
does.
my rights are respected.
Okay.
Yes.
And so that's the reason we asked. Like I said, the reason we would ask somebody to be identified would be because you're walking around our cars and all that, and there's other things.
Gotcha. All right. Well.
So that's the reason.
Am I being detained though?
I didn't say you're detained.
Well, he's detained me, so just need to get that.
You were here when I pulled in.
So am I still being detained, sir?
Go.
Okay.
You don't want to tell us why?
If I'm free to go, I'm free to stay, right? Okay. All right, Sarge. You are actually professional. I definitely appreciate that.
Take it easy.
So I'm gonna get a couple.
Every time a cop uses intimidation instead of law, it's a test, and how you respond defines your freedom. Today proved that calm, legal resistance beats ego-driven enforcement every time. So study your rights, stand your ground, and always film. Because when they forget the law, you better not. So, how would you react if you found yourself in a situation like this? Keep watching to see how one determined citizen, armed with knowledge of the law, flips the script. Imagine you're inside a public building, not breaking any laws, yet officers swarm and trying to trespass and silence you, just because you're filming. In today's clip, one man refuses to back down, forcing officers to confront the difference between public discomfort and actual law. This is what accountability looks like when you know your rights.
As long as I don't interfere with you guys, he better not try touching me, I'll tell you that.
Oh, we're not going to touch you, but the police will.
How much you want to bet?
Excuse me. Stuffed animals.
I'm not bothering anybody.
Well, you need to move it out or delete the phone.
You're in these ladies' office and they don't want you in their office. So
you're not a cop. Don't talk to me.
Yeah, well, the cops are on their way.
All right, good. Oh, police officer, good. Can I speak with you, sir? Could you please inform these people that as long as I don't interfere with them, I have the right to film there? They're stopping the service. They're interfering with my job at this point. So please, Deputy, what's your name? Grand? Yep. Deputy Grand, with all due respect, you took
what job are they interfering with? If you don't mind
I'm working on a big video that's going to be published, and they're stopping the business here to interfere with my job while I'm not interfering with them. Okay. So I'm respectfully not filming people or children or anything. I'm working on a video about them. So they need to respect the law and the First Amendment, pretty much.
Just
as long as
hold on. Just don't video inside the bathrooms, because that'd be considered
correct.
Video
Yeah.
voyeurism, and you can't have access to the area that the public can have access to in video. However, we're getting allegations now that you're pushing people.
I'm not. I have pushing.
Correct.
Physically, I have not. So there's videos in this place. Whoever said that, sir. And by the way, I've been filming for over 35 minutes. Okay. So that's a lie. Whoever made that call, I did not. Yes, you did. I said, I'm the why you're going to learn about our rights. And that's why he's here. Unfortunately, he's here. So you can go ahead and say anything you want, but this video is going to be published, and there's thousands of people that are watching our videos. I would never break the law. I respect more than anything policies in private places. This is if this was a private place and they tell me you can't film, I'll be more than glad to leave, because I don't run a place like that. But you guys respectfully, ma'am. I told you I don't need to. I don't need to. This exactly. That's all. Oh, there you go. Thank you, officer.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
But you coming in here for service.
I don't need to. You don't understand what he's saying? Okay, so please let him speak. Don't interfere with his investigation. That's a crime. Give him a break.
The Lakeland Police Department is on their way. They're going to talk to you more in depth. I'm just making sure we don't have a crime here of you pushing anybody.
But no, I did not. No.
Push anybody?
He just threatened.
No, I did.
Saying that we were gonna see what was gonna happen, and then he said that I was gonna get fired. So.
Oh, exactly. She's gonna. Yeah, that's not a. That's not a. She's a liar.
Unfortunately, I think what she's talking about is HIPAA.
Yes.
HIPAA. Explain to them what HIPAA is.
HIPAA law. We know what HIPAA is.
Well, I can't.
That I've been asking my clients, and he's recording.
That means.
I'm asking social. I'm asking.
Let her speak.
I'm asking
asking information about my client.
There's private information.
HIPAA? There's no way that I can violate HIPAA. You guys can. I'm not medical staff. I'm not medical staff.
Yes, you are.
I'm not medical staff. It's your job to secure information.
For service, you're not.
I have policies that I have to follow when I publish these videos. I'm not gonna publish anything that violates anyone's privacy. But you see, you guys have to respect me.
What's your angle here?
I'm just trying to bring awareness on our rights, sir. You know, you guys took an oath to that. I don't have anything, any heart.
I'm curious if you actually have legit business to be here.
I do.
Okay.
I do. These videos are being taxed.
Are you about to go to probation or anything like that?
That's the first place I went, and they were more than nice to me, and they said, yes, sir, you have the right to be here and film. So what's the difference about probation and children and family?
That I can answer. When you came to our lobby, we weren't asking.
No, this is our lobby. You don't understanding that.
When you came to the probation lobby,
Mm-hmm.
you were asking questions. They gave you the right to do that. But when you're in there and you're recording them, they're saying HIPAA stuff.
They don't give me the right. I have the right automatically.
There's HIPAA
It does-
law that you're violating with my clients.
You're not.
While I was helping them,
Sir, could you please
them.
inform her that there's no way I could violate HIPAA?
Yes,
I'm not
you're
medical.
recording.
I'm not medical staff.
You're recording. That's
I'm not-
my client's
I'm not-
personal information.
No one here is a client. Okay.
Yes, they are. They're clients.
People are receiving paid services.
Can I explain something to you?
Sure.
Okay, you're flirting between the fine line of disorderly conduct.
No, I'm not. I'm just nope. Hold it right there. I'm defending my rights. Disorderly. I know exactly that this Florida statute. What's the Florida statute for disorderly conduct?
I'm just letting you know you're flirting with it. At
No,
this point in time.
no, I'm not.
Because you're
I'm
making
being.
people feel uneasy.
Well,
they're causing great emotional distress.
Their feelings have nothing to do with me. You see, they're giving me emotional distress when they're violating my First Amendment right. So let's make sure that we retract that.
They asked you nicely not to.
And those were my specific words, Sheriff. I said I would like to nicely refuse. Those were my specific words. So you're more than glad to stick around, but they need to understand that you took an oath to protect my right
and I'm
to
making
film.
sure there's not a crime being committed.
There's not a crime, and they're lying. That Puerto Rican girl is lying about me making threats. So I'm gonna make sure that we have over 100 million views on the internet. I would never I would never go and break the law. 100 million people.
1054. I'm 1012.
And the police is here. I'm gonna go talk to them. What's up, brother? I'm just working on a video at the Children's and Family place. The sheriff, I just spoke to the sheriff. He says just making sure that a crime wasn't being committed. Okay. I'm not being disorderly. I'm not breaking the law. Okay. All right, watch out. You all right? They think I'm violating HIPAA, but I'm not medical staff. How you doing, Sergeant? Can I have your name? Yeah, I'm doing a video.
ID on you?
Am I being detained? For what crime?
Trespassing at this point.
Well,
Your ID?
hold on, ma'am. Let me explain to you something. I'm part of the press.
I
don't have my ID on me.
Okay.
You guys.
What's your name? They want you trespassing.
Hold on. Let me speak for a second, sir.
What is your name? They want you trespassing.
The sheriff said that it was okay to film. So
Deputy Grant was here to serve the warrant. I learned about probation.
he said as long as I'm not breaking the law, they can't trespass me from a public place, ma'am.
Chief Taylor, if you would like to know.
Yeah, you guys have no right to ask for ID in a public building. I'm not breaking the law. You can't do anything to me.
Give me one.
So you agree with this? You agree with this?
They're requesting you to be trespassed.
I'm illegally detained right now. You know that, right?
Okay.
This is an illegal detainment.
Okay.
You guys are breaking the law.
Okay.
Yeah, you are. Why is your hand on your firearm, though?
I'm resting it there.
Oh,
Want me to move it?
imagine. Yes, please. Yes, please.
That's
You guys are breaking the law. You're trespassing some. I have the right to speak. I have the right to speak. You see? No, stop talking, she said. I have no right to speak.
She's talking to him right now.
I have no right to speak.
You have a right to speak, but right now
And the same right that gives me my right to speak gives me the right of freedom of the press. As long as I'm not breaking the law, you guys can't interfere with me. I'm a photographer, and by the way, there's thousands of people watching our videos. I'm not rude. I'm not breaking the law. So this is an illegal detention, what you guys are doing right now. This is an illegal detainment, what you guys are doing right now. And I'm going to put the biggest complaint on you. Okay? What's your name?
You didn't have to give me your name. Why do I have to give you
I
my
don't,
name?
because you work for the state. You work for us.
Philip H. Cote.
All right. Thank you. Illegally detained over here in Lakeland, Polk County, where people have no rights. You see, your sheriff, Grady Judd, says, what does he say when people break into people's houses in Polk County? What does he encourage the people to do?
Very careful with where you're going down, bro.
I'm asking you a question. What does this? Well, he says it all the time on TV. So that's because we have the Second Amendment, right?
Yep.
The same right that gives you the Second Amendment. The First Amendment gives me the right to carry my camera in a public building as long as I'm not interfering with their service. They have no authority to tell me to leave. They can't. This is not Walmart. You see, you don't even know the difference between public property and private property. I'm not. You didn't even. He could be lying, dude. I have all on video. Does he have a video? Does he have that on video? No, I do.
I believe you reported him, so you probably should have.
Exactly. That's fine. You guys can illegally detain me. Okay, no problem. I'm gonna sue you guys.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Are you a good cop? Could you save me? I'm being illegally detained. Oh, he's laughing at that.
No, he's
I'm not a Second Amendment auditor. Exactly. So if you know exactly what I'm doing, how are you guys trespassing me from a public place? You guys should know better than that.
Based on what the staff is saying.
No, listen, you have to investigate, bro. You don't just show up. You don't just... No, it's not. No, it's not. What law? What Florida statute says that I can't film in public place? Tell me.
But they can ask you to leave, though.
No, they can ask, but I can nicely refuse. You see,
that's why we trespass.
You're crazy, bro. Go ahead and trespass me, but illegally. You're trespassing me illegally. Okay. I'm gonna sue you guys. You know this? It's not good, bro. It's gonna cost your city. And then I'm gonna donate all the money. That's what's gonna happen. As your superior, I've been illegally detained, sir. Could you please help me out?
You're about to be legally arrested.
For what crime?
Until they finish the investigation.
For what crime? I've done nothing wrong.
Of course you have.
Please vacate the premise.
I'm gonna sue you guys. You know that?
Okay.
How do you feel about that? That's terrible.
Stand in line. You're not the first one in my life.
Oh.
So can you please walk?
I'm in a public sidewalk now. Oh, am I supposed to leave the sidewalk too?
Okay. Do not get back on the property.
That property belongs to us. I'm not going to because you guys are criminals who just illegally detained me for no reason. I haven't broken the law at all. At all. I haven't been disorderly. I know the Florida statute. I haven't been disorderly at all. Enjoy your walk of shame. Enjoy your walk of shame. Yep.
It doesn't take a crime for cops to try flexing power. It just takes a camera and someone who won't fold. And that's why it's not enough to be right. You have to be ready to speak, ready to film, and ready to stand up when the system tries to knock you down. Know the law, know your rights, and never walk away silently.